has come in the second quarter.
It will come. You wonder how much the umpires will let go. Hopefully plenty.
Cheryl McMahon working over Monia Gerard.
Interesting that she chose to dish that ball off. Means she's got plenty of confidence in Thwaites. Happy to let her shoot. Cheryl McMahon's playing on. She just looks like she's slowed down a little, just pulling out of a few contests. You wonder if she's nursing her ankle or if she realised that she needs to be really calm. Beautifully read Bianca Chatfield. That's the sort of intercept that'll lift aside. You can see the Vixens streaming down court. Thunderbirds need the reply.
Bianca Chatfield has been very proficient in the intercept right across the season. That's her 22nd for the year. Sits comfortably inside the top 10. Oh, lucky break there. It came off the hands of Nash. Back to McMahon.
Great play, Gerard. Got a hand to the first one, recovered, nearly got her hands on the second one. Watch this intercept, Bianca Chatfield. Ball was going to the pocket. Anything that sits up loose in that back third, Chatfield will be all over. Good job, but Thunderbirds are creeping out in the penalty stacks. They've got to pull that back.
I want to pick up on what you said before. It's grand final day. All comes down to this. We know Gerard and McMahon will be teammates in the Australian team in September, not too far away, but if it means so much, and you're saying you should get into her face. We saw Cheryl get antagonised and upset. Why isn't Monia now just giving more to her off the ball as Medhurst scores an important goal? That is her 5th now from 7 attempts.
Well, you do wonder what Gerard's instructions are. Crucial call there, well done, Jiva Mentor. Jane Woodlands-Thompson doesn't like Gerard getting involved in the heavy stuff, in the physical stuff. I reckon Gerard's got to do that. That's when she's at her best, when she's antagonistic and she's aggressive. I'd like to see her do a little bit more of that. She'll start to find the ball if she does.
Jo Sutton involved in this build-up. Dan Ryan, have you seen her start to the grand final?
She's been a lot more quiet than she has been in previous weeks. The bench are really screaming at her to get involved as much as possible. I reckon she's hurting a little bit. She's obviously in that quarter taken off the compression socks that she wears along her calves, and also during the start of the warm-up, she actually was getting her ankles retaped, so sat out quite a bit of that warm-up. I'm not too sure if she's injured, but they need a bit more spark from her in that defence line.
Thank you, Dan. Happy to see the calf socks go, Liz. All for show, the socks. Can't do any good at all, so she's discarded them. That's a good thing.
Well, knowing Jo Sutton, I did expect to see the socks come out with sequins sewn on them, but it's good to see them go. It'd be great to see Sutton and Gerard really focus, just getting up and starting to cause some havoc.
Under the 5 minutes to go in the half, 5-goal margin to the Vixens, so really big play, big moment for the Thunderbirds, and another call goes against them. They need to respond now, as they'll go in at half-time with a big deficit.
Well, in the first 10 minutes of this quarter, they've scored 5 goals. Not good enough. They've had plenty of possession. It's just not connecting.
Fake pass there from Chocolate.
Yeah, great setup there between McMahon and Thwaites. McMahon set the screen. Ball beautifully placed by Nash. That's just understanding.
Been a good response from Caitlin Thwaites. Nervous start. She's now up to 11 goals, so she's really picked up the slack with McMahon injuring her ankle, and 6-goal lead and an injury timeout called for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, clever work. Vixens lead this quarter 11-5. That's got to be danger sign for the Thunderbirds. Not good that Nat Bomberto has to be the one to call it. They'll want her in that huddle. She has to get in there, fire a team up. She wants the defenders to go for the ball. Monia Gerard is the only member of this Thunderbirds team who has won a grand final. She knows what it takes. The spark has to come from her. It's got to be finished off by Medhurst. She's got to get into the game more.
Shooting percentages for both sides. The Vixens going at 83%. The Thunderbirds down to 78%. This was the biggest moment so far in the grand final, though, Liz. Cheryl McMahon. It is a full house here at Hisense Arena, and there was silence. This could have been disaster. Have a look at the ankle, just roll.
Yeah, and interesting. Gerard gave her a little push to go on with in the very next play. It looked like McMahon was getting rattled. She stayed calm.
They're at it again.
It's Moni Gerard's 11th penalty. She's got to be careful. She's the most penalised player on court. You want her getting up and getting in the face of McMahon, but you don't want to be giving away so many penalties that McMahon's continually getting. Free shots, a goal. Fantastic work, Jiva Mentor.
Come up with a big block shot, Liz. You don't see that often on Sherelle McMahon. That won't please her. On the other end, Chatfield says, I can match that.
Thunderbirds had to score off that. These are the little moments that will determine this grand final. When the Thunderbirds get turnovers like that, they've got to score. Kate Beveridge needed to be stronger then.
Coletto, little short pass. Chocolate running on hard, and Gerard hits the deck this time.
Well, Dan Ryan, you're keeping an eye on the Thunderbirds bench. You think there might be a change?
Yeah, I think we could expect one in the second half, and it possibly may be Laura Von Berto. Of course, she's a world championship wing attack. I reckon they need her experience in that front end now. They're under a bit of pressure, and if they're not careful, the Vixens will run away with this. So Laura Von Berto into wing attack, the second half quite possibly.
It's not surprising. Laura Von Berto has a history of when she comes onto the court and into the game, she brings Nat Medhurst into the game. That's where this game's going to be won and lost. Getting someone like Nat Medhurst into it.
Here is Nat Medhurst, not prepared to put it up from the baseline, and her pass back to Beaton, who Dan thinks should get off the court and make way for Laura Von Berto. She's just had the ball ripped out of her hands there.
Yeah, for the Thunderbirds then, that was just one pass too many. Vixens far more efficient with their ball movement. Dangerous for the Thunderbirds.
Medhurst came in and got a hand on it, but not able to come up with the intercept.
Just looks at the moment when the Thunderbirds are contesting the ball, just looks like they're half a step behind. That footwork that would get you there, but it's anticipating the play as well that's really important.
A nice block for McMahon from Thwaites, created a bit of space. They're getting a bit of a mismatch there. They're having to swap over a bit, Mentor and McMahon.
Well, Thwaites, that's her 12th shot. Interesting, the teams that do well in this ANZ Championship are the teams where both shooters contribute. Thwaites and McMahon have had 12 and 15 respectively. Beveridge and Medhurst, it's a huge imbalance. Beveridge shot 13 goals, Medhurst just a 5. It's great defensive work from Vixens, setting up a mini zone. Really cutting off all the options at the top of the circle. Chatfield and Coletto looking really menacing back near the post. They want the ball in the air.
So it's 13 goals all at quarter time, and the Vixens have just stepped up their rating. Chatfield very close to another big play.
The Vixens run at about 12 to 14 goals a quarter. They very rarely slip above or below that. 13 goals in the first quarter. It'll be 14 or 15 this quarter. Well done, Nat Medhurst.
So those little plays not going the way of the Thunderbirds. They're getting involved, but not just able to come up with possession.
Momentum is a funny thing, isn't it? The bounce of the ball. At the moment, the ball is bouncing the way of the Vixens. They're chasing it just a little bit harder. It's a really crucial play here. If the Thunderbirds can keep the Vixens out, give them a huge amount of confidence going into the third quarter.